so much of my
Hello.
Hollywood has always been obsessed.
self-worth was based in the validation from my fans and making sure I was being entertaining and I was giving them what they wanted, and that was who I was as a person. So when that was taken away,
Yeah, this chick fucked a minor. What a bitch.
I was like, then I'm nothing.
There's been allegations of
Yeah, like her fucking a minor didn't make her feel bad about herself. People turning on her and criticizing her and not liking her anymore for fucking a minor is what made her feel bad about herself. This chick's a fucking narcissist. Thanks for the membership, Julington. Appreciate it.
grooming behavior, or how do you what do you think they're talking about?
Look at this, Adam. Adam, you need questions for your Q&A. Are you a virgin? And she asked me what my favorite sex position is.
Many years ago, I used to message my fans, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to see.
Oh my god. Oh, that was the worst video of all time.
Clav is live on Kick right now. He's repeatedly getting $500 donations and tons of gifted subs. Bro really made it.
I have no idea why, but, yeah, he's gonna use that money on crystal meth, so probably not the best thing for him to have too much money. But, you know, thanks for the donation, Majin Buu.
Just, it was more of a loser kind of way.
I should have thought a lot more about my interactions with my fans.
I'd love them. I can't believe I'm reaching in there right now.
Toxic gossip train. The locomotive's fueled with hateful accusations. The toxic gossip train. Steamroll over someone.
Why isn't she in fucking jail? Fuck this bitch.
To an underage fan.
Just want to clear the air and say my side of things without any, like, expectations or, you know.
Or ukulele.
Or ukulele. God, fuck that ukulele. Can I say that word?
You can say that word.
Being accused of grooming teenagers is a tough thing to come back from, especially when there's a ton of video evidence and text messages for everyone to see. But when you go from being one of the biggest YouTubers in the world to losing everything overnight, it's only a matter of time before your self-entitlement and greed forces you to try and claw it all back. And that time is now. Colleen Ballinger, aka Miranda Sings, is back with another cringy-ass attempt to clear her name and rewrite history. If the collective fuck you from the internet 2 years ago wasn't loud enough, then surely this time will be. Appearing on a podcast last week, Colleen looks to be starting her apology tour where she attempts to do what she should have done 2 years ago and actually apologize and take accountability for creeping on children. Except she fails spectacularly. She pulled out all the tricks, pausing for effect after a tough question and squeezing out a few tears and a shaky voice. Her most emotional moments were when she was reflecting on how it all affected her personally and how much she lost. The insincerity was only matched by the mental gymnastics. I honestly thought she would have been better off pulling out that fucking ukulele again.
I thought you wanted me to take accountability, but that's not the point of your mob mentality, is it? No. Your goal is to ruin the life of the person you despise while you dramatize your lies and monetize their demise. Yeah. I feel like I can already hear the comments on this video. She's gaslighting, manipulating.
Speed Racer is back.
What do you mean by that? Do you mean they're making a new cartoon show, or are you Speed Racer and are you back? Thanks for the donation though, Speed Racer.
Oh, she's a narcissist and a rat. I would never make a mistake like that.
This woman is a case study in projection. What is it with celebrities accusing their fans of all the toxic traits they're being accused of? That's some crazy logic. Yeah, sure, I'm a gaslighting, manipulative narcissist, but admit it, so are you. And I don't think I've ever seen a more passive-aggressive apology video from a YouTuber before either. She definitely wins the award for failing to read the room and digging her own grave at the same
Yeah, this chick's a full-blown narcissist.
time. This time is no different though. You would have thought that after 2 years on the sidelines producing daily vlogs that no one watches, she would have just come out with a solo video looking straight into the camera and admitting to all the allegations, apologizing profusely, and then disappearing again.
Nope.
But no, that would be the right thing to do. Instead, we get this belated damage control interview with the most softball questions you've ever heard.
First of all, she's a narcissist, so that's impossible. And what makes it even more impossible is that she's a woman, like as if she's going to take accountability.
Like, that was for an adult audience.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I certainly never thought I'm making a kid show or a kid character or something to entertain children. Like, that was never the goal ever, actually, in my career. And even when I did my Netflix show, that was a discussion that we had constantly, because they were like,
Yeah,
oh, there's
right.
a lot of teens here. So let's put this on the kids app. And I was like, whoa, this is not a kids show. Like, I do not want this on the kids app.
Oh,
that would
bullshit.
be inappropriate. Like, this is 100% not for children. And it was like but they really wanted it there because they saw a younger audience. And they were like, we want the younger audience to be able to see this. And I was like, that's fine, but like, they need their parents' approval because this is not a kid show and this isn't a kid character. So I never set out for it to be for kids, or, you know, it was, like I said in the beginning, my comedy was pretty crass.
Do you feel like not having a team earlier in your career hindered you from making better decisions?
I definitely wish I had someone to give me advice.
Hang on, let's just break that down for a moment, because if you're not trained in the dark arts of celebrity cringe, you may have missed a couple of things. That clip was from earlier on in the interview where Colleen was explaining how she involuntarily shifted from targeting an adult audience into a child audience, and of course it's not her fault because it was Netflix's idea. Apparently she was against it at first, but then got roped into it because Netflix wanted to monetize children.
Yeah.
Not her. But if that's not enough, then it's their parents' fault because everybody knew her comedy was crass and therefore they needed their parents' permission first. And then we get the most overused celebrity get-out-of-jail-free card in the history of the world. I blame the team. It's almost like the interviewers are reading off of palm cards handwritten by Colleen's own publicist. You know, I just wish I had a team to advise me not to creep on kids for several years. And that's my biggest gripe with this whole situation. We're not talking about 1 or 2 shows here where she slipped up and said something inappropriate. Don't get it twisted and fall for the innocent girl next door act she's putting on for the camera. This was her.
Yeah. I can guarantee you, if she was diagnosed, she guaranteed narcissism. Like,
After years of...
She has literally every trait.
She used to be an ice cream lady.
Let me see.
There you are. That's a 99. And a bottle of iron brew. You should be pal want.
She's wanting a scratchy or funny.
Yeah, she would have been that ice cream lady. Thanks for the donation, Wandering Mason.
Leak after leak. Half-Life 3 feels like it's finally upon us, and that's not just because of the hopium.
Yeah, Half-Life 3 is releasing with the Steam Frame, their new VR headset.
No, that has nothing to do with Steam announcing new hardware. I mean, a bit, but not
Haven't
really.
reacted
No.
to Frank's latest short yet. Also read the comments. I changed the link to make it a regular video to view it easier.
All right, let me take a look.
Pretty upset 3 days post-op, but I'll try to make it till Saturday before having a conniption. I want to see what this doctor says. Like, this eye still clearly cross-eyed. It's not looking too good. You know, maybe he did move my eyes forward a little bit. Maybe they do look a little bit different, but they're definitely not fixed, and I'm pretty unhappy right now. Yeah, it was definitely some post-op swelling that was making things look better, and that's what I was really worried about. I mean, he was willing to do, you know, multiple procedures on another girl that had a similar case like mine, and she did require a few procedures, so hopefully it's not any different for me, but all we can do is wait another day or two and see what he says at the follow-up consultation, because this is kind of the last resort to fix my eyes. You know, maybe they're a little more forward, but
Post-op consultation will be the Japanese doctor removing his face, revealing himself to be Dr. Taban, yelling, "It's me, Tufano. It was me all along." Here we go again. Our boy getting sashimi'd. Sir, why do you look like Dr. Taban wearing a kimono? Dr. Taban strikes again. You never needed this shit to begin with. Is he transitioning into a Muslim woman? His entire audience seems to be made up of people watching him ironically. That's funny. He's a fucking dumbass, dude.
Quick question.
Well, thanks for the donation. Pray the vegan gay away.
Can I eat too much seaweed? I fucking love eating seaweed. It's so crunchy. Chat, remember, Bitchard is bugs, bugs is Bitchard.
You can in theory. Like, it is high in iodine. That looks pretty nice. I like melon. Thanks for the donation, non-wib.
Oh, this is just the culmination of facts and investigation that have come from many, many years of people doing dedicated work with data mines and leaks, now combined with some heavyweights within the industry, specifically people like Tom Henderson and Mike Straw from over at Insider Gaming, saying that it's coming. And those guys don't speak lightly, and they're almost never wrong. We've reached the point where it's not just the Valve community talking about Half-Life 3. We've got actual big mainstream heavyweight leakers, reliable people that put their names out there, saying that it's finally coming true. This is full-on go mode. And the fact that Steam has started to kick up into gear using all of that new hardware announcement type of stuff, plus how all of these dates shake out, just lends it an air of credibility that it's never really had before. But that credibility has nothing to do with the information we've had, it's with the possibility of it actually coming out, which is what I really want to dig into with this video. I want to separate fact from hopium. Tons of people have said that Half-Life 3 is never coming out, it's not real, the memes have existed for so many years, Valve doesn't know how to count to the number 3. That might be the reason that I feel such a kinship with Valve, because my second grade math teacher said the same thing about me. There are facts here. Half-Life X/Half-Life 3 has been in development for at least 5 years. We know a lot of stuff about it from data mines and leaks. They are factual. They are things that we actually know from the code of Source 2. This is real stuff. The thing that we've never known is if Valve was ever going to finish the game or be happy enough with it to release it, because that's kind of how they work. If they don't want to, if they don't feel it's good enough, they have no reason to release it. They don't need to make money. They don't need to hit a certain profit. They're doing fine. So they just have these teams doing kind of whatever they want, including a Half-Life 3. But the evidence over the years, from interviews to those leaks to what Valve has said about Half-Life 3, from teases of people like G-Man's voice actor to all sorts of job postings. It's pretty clear that the game has existed for a while. It's just
Well, the ending of Half-Life Alyx confirmed they're going to make Half-Life 3. But on top of that, yeah, the data mines and everything, the fact that they're coming out with a new VR headset.
We've never known if it would exist in a way we could play it, but seems we're finally getting there. And so, what is that separation of fact and hopium? What can we actually expect from Half-Life 3/Half-Life X? What do we actually know with certainty, and what can you expect if this game is announced? What is it going to do? And how is Valve planning to revolutionize gaming, or the first-person shooter space, all over again? Well, we've got a lot to dig into, and it's all pretty damn exciting. A lot of the credit of this goes directly to some of the people that have been working on this sort of stuff the longest, including Gabe Follower and Tyler McVicker. We're going to actually be using Gabe Follower's Miro board with a ton of different contributors from the community to highlight a lot of this information. And
Gigliardo donated $2. Don't know if you saw this already, but woman cop shot and just stands there and screams. Watch from a timestamp till 3:56. Yeah, it sounds about right.
Get out of the car! Viel appeared to reach for a gun. I'm coming, bro. Bro, chill. Bro, chill.
Where you at, bro? Where you at? Give me light. Get this off. Let them know we need.
Viel attempted to escape, but after hearing the female officer's screams of pain, he located her.
Oh my god, what a dumb bitch. Doesn't she have a gun? Why did she only run away like 10 feet? Like, this is a dumb bitch. Oh my god. What a useless fucking idiot. Yeah, that's why women shouldn't be cops. Thanks for the donation, Gigliardo.
People who kill cops should honestly be executed.
Well, depends on the circumstance, but yeah, generally. Think anybody who kills anybody unjustifiably definitely deserves the death penalty. Thanks for the donation though, Dodo.
To really have a standing behind it of how reputable it is. There are links to both of their YouTube channels down below if you want to go see what they have to say about it, and they have a much more in-depth kind of nerdy tech approach to all of it. What I want to do here is simplify a lot of that and just give you a good general idea of where we are with Half-Life 3 and what it seems like it's going to be. And by the way, hi, I'm Mug, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, welcome back. It's great to see you. You're looking fantastic. If you enjoy this video, hit the like button. Helps a ton. And if you like what I do, and if by the end of the video maybe I've earned it, consider subscribing, or maybe check out some other videos, and maybe that'll convince you that what I do is worth your time. I am incredibly excited at Half-Life 3 being a thing and feeling this tangible, so let's get into it. Now, a lot of the information that I'm going to be citing, for the sake of it being easy to read and follow, has come from Gabe Follower's own Miro board that they've put together with all of the information that we know about Half-Life X, categorized into how certain they are or not about it. And by they, I mean the general community, people who have been checking out data mines and leaks of this stuff for the last 5 years. And I want to start off by saying something that is undeniably true. Valve has been working on a project called Half-Life X, which is of course speculated to be Half-Life 3, for at least 5 years. This is a fact. When people say that Half-Life 3 doesn't exist or it's never been...
These are some of the dumbest influencers I've ever seen.
Let me take a look.
Don't eat veggies. This is my mum Hayley, and my name's Lily. We don't eat any kale, no broccoli, no lentils, no leafy greens, not even a chickpea. But why do you do that? Mum and I have found that vegetables
Yeah.
are full of anti-nutrients, things like oxalates.
So their skin looks not that great, and then they like show themselves absolutely caked in makeup.
Lectins, and phytates, things that
Literally everything she just mentioned is good for you.
actually block your body from absorbing minerals.
That's not true.
Carbs, inflammatory. Grains,
Carbs are not inflammatory.
gut wreckers.
Don't wreck your gut.
And legumes, pure bloat.
They don't make you bloat.
Our skin glows from organ meats, our energy comes from grass-fed steaks, we snack on raw liver, bone marrow, and wild berries when in season. Mum and I love eating how our ancestors did, and we've never felt better.
Yeah, like you can tell her skin doesn't look that great. It's probably a combination of too much UV exposure, and then on top of that, she gets like no fucking carotenoids or vitamin E, and it just ages your skin.
Better. We are mother.
Yeah, like she doesn't look well. Like, okay, that's a brag, I guess.
Sure, eating like this might make me weird, but at least I'm honoring my body, boosting my test, and living longer. God.
This kid looks like he's fucking 9. And he's talking about this diet boosting his test. Like, do you have delayed puberty? Thanks for the donation, Blink.
I seriously don't understand why SJWS be alive. Everyone deserves a second chance. No, we should not be feeding those kinds of people and make it a taxpayer's issue. We should just take out the fucking trash.
True. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Turns out this Oluwale blue vegan is a liar. He is actually black. He should be banned from chat for the blue face before Gig shows up and gets sad.
Think we already knew he was black. Thanks for the donation, though, non-web conspiracy.
In development or stuff like that, that's not true in the slightest. People have played this project at Valve's offices. We know that much. It's just that they haven't gone past the fact of saying, I played something and you know what it is, to actually, break NDAs and talk more about it. Okay, so then you might be wondering, how have we obtained so much information about Half-Life X over the years? Well, it's a combination of small tidbits from Valve interviews, from people talking about scrapped ideas, projects, the vision that Valve has for their games moving forward, and a lot of data mining. Valve isn't just working on Half-Life 3. If you're here at this channel, you probably know that they're working on this small little game that I enjoy a lot called Deadlock. It's really good, guys. You should try it. Along with that, they've also been working on updates to a lot of their games. For example, Counter-Strike 2, which is something that Gabe Follower frequently data mines. By looking at the code of Source 2 over and over and over again every time that major updates happen, along with a long list of insider connections, we have seen snippets of what Valve is planning with things that are actually highlighted with HLX within the code. And piecing a lot of that stuff together, we reach some very certain, some very verifiable conclusions of what they are actually working on. At the end of the day, Source 2 as a code base is something that they update a lot, and we know that Half-Life X would be running on Source 2, at least the version of that engine with a ton of modifications that you're going to see very soon. The second question you might have is, why now? Well, because we've got some pretty big names starting to back this up. For a while, this has been very contained within a lot of the more hardcore Valve community, be that from those creators I've talked about before, or be that from just Reddits that are very nerdy about this sort of stuff. But recently, we've had Tom Henderson and Mike Straw from Insider Gaming, which are some of the most reputable leakers on the block, some of the people with real insider knowledge that actually, put their name out there behind it, and not even their name, but a website saying it's coming. It's coming really damn soon. So when the guys over at Insider Gaming say, hey, Half-Life 3 is coming, I would listen. When you combine that with all of the hubbub with Valve's new hardware, starts to make sense, with a lot of people even claiming that it might be an exclusive for the Steam machine. I don't think so, but again, we'll get into that with the details of everything. One of the more interesting things that now relates to the Steam machine is that 8 months ago, we saw an update for Deadlock that included the implementation of FSR 3 for Half-Life X or HLX. And now the Steam machine is mentioning how much it uses FSR 3 to deliver good frame rates and high resolutions. And I don't think that's a coincidence, especially when FSR 3 support isn't.
What are you eating for dinner tonight?
Got rice, chickpeas, tofu, and broccoli. Thanks for the donation, Blink.
Something you add to a game very early on in development. Okay, so that's a lot of busy work out of the way, hopefully enough for you to be convinced that what we're talking about here isn't pie in the sky stuff. It's pretty certain. So then what exactly is Half-Life X? Well, as you might imagine, it is a continuation of the Half-Life story. More specifically, more on the Gordon Freeman side of things than the Alex Vance side of things. Noted for being not a sequel to Half-Life Alyx, but more of a sequel to Half-Life 2 Episode 2. Again, this could have changed at some point because we don't have that much specific information, but that is what the information we have points towards. Okay, and what does it bring to the table that's completely different? What is Valve doing with a Half-Life 3 to revolutionize gaming again? Well, actually, a lot of stuff. If there's one word that I would use to define what we know of Half-Life X so far, it's dynamic.
Why don't you like Madden? Because it's a fucking sports game for dumb fuck retards?
Dynamic AI, dynamic environments, dynamic materials, dynamic driving. It's about interaction of different things together to the point that we are pretty certain that there is a very decent amount of randomization within the game, specifically so that each time that you play it, certain variables change and lead to making each encounter fun with a high degree of replayability that are focused on taking advantage of these dynamic systems. Otherwise known as one of my favorite things in games, emergent design. With emergent just being a fancy word to say unscripted. Basically, taking a lot of cool things, a lot of cool systems.
How did you cook the chickpeas? It looks like some kind of curry.
I just fried them in a pan with salt-free seasoning. Thanks for the donation, Blink.
Systems that interact with each other in interesting ways, and then just saying, hey, go crazy, and letting those things with just a little bit of guidance, objectives, basic AI patterns kind of unfold into chaos that leads to people being able to tell very unique stories of their own playthrough. What happens to me in my playthrough and the way that I decide to tackle things and how the game reacts to it being very different from probably everyone else's. If we look at the list of confirmed things that we know regarding the gameplay of Half-Life X with this Miro board, what we can see is number one, leading back to this being a Gordon Freeman type of game, the HEV suit is very much probably most definitely in the game, and we would assume for our protagonist. But leading into all of that dynamic stuff, we start with fire and water, because fire and water in this game are not meant to just be things that happen. Fire isn't just something that burns you and does damage or can affect enemies, and water isn't just a liquid that you drive a hoverboat on. Instead, they are changing a lot of how Source 2 works to basically add nodes of information to everything, and I am simplifying, of course, regarding the material that something is made out of and how it would react to fire or different other elements, for example, oil, and how it would react to being burned. For example, if it would heat up slowly or become dangerous to the touch, or if it would just be flammable. It's pretty interesting to note that specifically when it comes to fire, dynamic fire systems was something that Half-Life 2 was meant to have and had to be cut because of budgets. And of course, what is actually happening with Half-Life X as far as we know is not thermodynamics. That would be incredibly expensive and not actually possible to do in real time. Instead, as you can see, is just a lot of information that can be added to pretty much anything.
Rational Sage and Tellers react to Akash Singh's wife situation.
What I don't like, what I find corny
I don't know who the fuck that
is my preference is not my women. Now, I thought it was I'm not dating my women, period, which is the corniest human being outside of a criminal.
PSA, eat pumpkin seeds. They're like sunflower seeds, but you get to eat the yummy shell. It's like pure protein and fiber. I shit like a champ.
Yeah, pumpkin seeds are okay. I like sunflower seeds more, though. Thanks for the donation, non-web.
To me, period. It's just, those are your roots. Those women are reflected in your roots.
Like, Akash is the extreme. Like, Akash only dates brown.
Oh, okay.
Akash has been with one girl in his life who is his wife.
That's my wife. That's an
So
Indian
this
woman.
is
that was
like
important to
loyal
me.
through and through.
Okay.
The way I look at it is, you watch them you see them evolutionary charts from Neanderthal to Homo sapien.
Yeah.
Y'all are the first motherfucker out of Neanderthal. But grow with your audience. Mature with your audience.
One person in the relationship, whoever cares less has the leverage, and we want the guy to always care less. We want the man to always have the leverage.
Childish as fuck.
And you guys might not like hearing that.
Childish.
But we truly feel.
I'm not. These aren't new beliefs, bro. You're not telling me some shit none of us have ever heard. We all heard this.
I mean, I'm married. Akash is married. Mark is married, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's possible. Now, granted, we might call you in 10 years and be like, y'all were fucking right. You know what I'm saying? But,
All right, so 3 years ago, Fresh
I
and
never
Fit
played
went on
Manhunt.
Flagrant, and Schultz and the whole crew, especially Akash, called them out for some of their controversial takes and how they run their show, which obviously started a beef that reignites every now and then. And it just did recently because Myron discovered Akash's wife is trying to be an influencer and has her own podcast, which Myron's been having a field day with because she's the exact kind of girl they warn guys about. And she constantly humiliates Akash on social media. Like, people just keep finding worse and worse clips, and it's painful to watch. I mean, this girl, she's up there with Jada Pinkett Smith, which she'd probably take as a compliment. That's how wild she is. So I just wanted to warn people before I get into this, the cringe is almost unbearable. Like, every guy watching this is going to die inside a little. So Akash's wife, I think she's 10 years younger than him, and she's trying to be an influencer, so she doesn't make any money, but she spends his money like crazy. Most
Oh, dude, this guy's cucked.
her videos are like shopping vlogs and vacations. And when she was asked if they split finances, she said, his money's our money and my money is my money, which Akash sounds really stressed out about. Like, she had him on their podcast and he started flipping out about how she basically won't do anything except spend his money.
For those of you who are new here,
What is this guy doing? Like, seriously.
hi, my name is Jasleen. I'm a stay-at-home wife, but I don't cook or clean because I don't feel like it. And my husband is a full-time stand-up comedian, and he buys me lots of nice things.
Whoa. Bro, this guy is cucked to oblivion. Look, I've been through it, and I probably waited too long, but, like, if my ex-partner had ever posted anything like that, whoa, we'd be done.
When I say I'm tired, she can't just let me be tired. I travel, I work, and I'm very blessed to do what I do. But when I tell my wife I'm tired, I want her to say, I'm sorry, baby. I understand. That must be exhausting, buying me all these things. Instead, she goes, so am I. And if I dare open my mouth to go, what the f did you do that made you tired? Now it's a problem. Now it's a fight. So I gotta sit there.
I went to Pilates.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yesterday, I worked.
How does this guy not, like, watch back these videos and realize, like, he's getting fucked over, dude?
The entire, like, morning to night, whatever. I get a workout in because I'm trying to be less fat. And then she's like, babe, can you take out Happy? I'm so tired. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then I take you to Mew Mew and you buy whatever you want. That's the bare.
Excuse me. Nail, I didn't buy whatever I wanted. He limited me. I am on a budget. Okay.
Because you want a house that I don't care about. A house.
In the Hamptons? Is this the Hamptons? Or
Yes.
yeah, they're all the Hamptons.
And this girl's so out of control. She has hardcore feminists feeling bad for Akash. Like in one of her most popular TikToks,
Whoa.
she's yelling at him because she doesn't have enough room in her closet for all of her clothes and handbags. And the top comments are like, I'm sorry for that man, and I'm almost never sorry for a man. And girl, please don't make me side with a man. Girl, don't make me agree with him, please.
Dude, you know it's bad when that shit happens.
And feminists say men are abusive to their partners.
Yeah, really. They're not abusive enough, clearly. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Do you know what my fucking husband just tried to do to me?
Yeah.
We're leaving. Shut up. We also just redid our closet.
This is all her closet now. She took the whole closet.
I don't have space for. Can you show?
Yeah.
I don't have space.
Oh my God.
I'm not doing
Look how
that.
space exists.
I'm not doing that. We were supposed to build a wardrobe, but Akash didn't want to do it
For
because
me,
he's too
because
cheap.
I took the smaller closet.
Do you know how much fucking space he has? Look, utilize the shelves, you idiot. Akash, for real, I like my clothes spread out. Then no, but like no, I
pissed.
don't want them all in the same rack.
What is wrong with this guy? Like, don't they live in the same country? Like, why would you even get married to a fucking bitch like this?
So it's really bad, and it just keeps getting worse. You know, I'm sure people are stressed out just watching this, because also when she's not spending Akash's money, she's publicly humiliating him on social media to try to make her own money and jumpstart her career. I mean, she has this dude completely wrapped around her finger, because also she's the only girl he's ever been with, and looks-wise is out of his league, which comes with a price, literally. So she knows she has all the leverage, and she acts like it. I mean, Akash, he's out there working all day so he can afford her lifestyle, while she sits at home reminiscing about her time in college.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my pussy.
This dude needs to, like, stealth sell his properties, move his money overseas, and then just vanish. Then wait for this chick to cheat on him and have sex with another dude, and then move back to the States, and then if she tries to get money through the divorce, he can prove, like, she cheated or something. Or just, like, I don't know, make her fall off a balcony.
And living my best life in these white boy frat houses. And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through. So it's like, sometimes it like literally hurts my heart. And when the nostalgia is that painful.
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that
Just
helps us
be
connect
gay.
a lot more.
I love my wife and we are so smart and awesome. We avoid so much of the drama straight couples seem to have so often. Gay supremacy. VG, you just need to fuck some man butt.
Well, yeah, gay relationships actually are better. Thanks for the donation on Wib. Bro, this chick's posting this shit on social media, and then he's not, like, give me a fucking break. This is crazy.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe her?
So someone needs to take her phone away. I mean, that was brutal. I almost feel bad for Akash, but he's probably just like, hey, at least she's doing something other than spending my money. And obviously he should have known what he was getting himself into, but he was in denial. Like, the most disturbing thing is she's obsessed with her podcast co-host husband. It's so uncomfortable. Like, she'll talk about how attractive he is all the time, and she'll bring up his dick, and she's begging them to have an orgy with her. And she's also even like, Akash is great and everything, but I think your husband might be even better.
Akash is such a fucking king. Like, everyone knows he's the best husband, and I don't often find men that measure up to him. And like, Nav completely measures up to him, if not more. Can I just say, like, not in a weird way, he's so good looking.
Oh, thank you. Would y'all ever have an orgy together with your husbands?
Rhea,
She tried.
I'm actively trying to have it.
That must feel so embarrassing when you do, like, a podcast with Myron, where he goes like hard on the whole, like, you're cucked, you know, men need to care less in the relationship, the whole thing. And then he turns out being right about everything. Fucking hilarious. Knickers Man donated $2. Let me see.
This is soggy, cold, and not even my order. I said no onions and it's swimming in them. You gonna fix it or what? Yeah, that's what I thought. This is
I love these cat AI videos. They're so good.
How can I help you, sweetie? What's this?
That's really weird. Thanks for the donation, Knickers Man.
An orgy because this couple is so fucking good looking and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
No, I kind of love it, but I'm like, us four? Okay, maybe.
I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches.
How does she know that?
Really, then so many Christians say homosexuality is a sin worthy of death if homo-relationships are in fact better.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with this kind of shit. Dudes tend to work for a living and whatnot, but thanks for the donation, Dodo.
I would only be down for an orgy if we
Or
did
it's thick. It's thick.
I'd only been down for an orgy if
Yeah, so this is just sad to see. I mean, it sounds like Akash is a good husband. You know, he tries to do everything right. He spends all this money on her, but it's not enough. And she still feels the need to publicly humiliate him and try to hook up with her friend's husband. Like, also, they actually had their husbands on the show. And Akash's wife, again, makes it very clear that she's really into this guy.
How is the former bride of Aladdin currently doing and what she does for a living?
Like, she keeps hitting on him right in front of Akash. And the guy's wife, too. You know, her co-host, I'm sure, is kind of uncomfortable about this. Like, it's just so awkward. She has no respect for Akash. And he's like, yeah, I think the guy's great, too. But it's kind of annoying how great he is. Which he's probably annoyed that his wife clearly wants to be with him. And she doesn't even try to hide it. Like, she brings up the orgy again and his dick, and then said she's really nervous about meeting his dad for some reason. I mean, she just cannot help herself. And Akash, he just sits there and takes it. You know, I guess he's at the point where he just has to let her do whatever she wants. So this is just such a mess. I can't believe it's real. You know, I feel like somebody needs to step in and just be like, all right, this is too far. You guys can't be doing this podcast anymore. This is too much embarrassment. And of course, she's giving Myron from Fresh and Fit all the ammo in the world to go after Akash.
And can I say this is the best husband I've ever seen? And I'm not even saying that hyperbolically. It's a little annoying. And then, like, he's just getting in better shape.
Off already.
We might have.
Oh, what are y'all doing this whole time? Drake is your Taylor Swift.
100%.
Exactly.
I'm toxic. How do you think I have to keep up with her?
No, he be saying some boss ass shit. What is the stuff he says to you that I'm just like, that's fire?
Oh, Nav just puts his dick out on the table.
There's a difference being a scammer and being a hustler. Two very different things.
Okay.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit. I'm not a scammer who
I'm not
hustles.
gonna lie, that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have an orgy.
Wait, he used to sell like iPhones, buy iPhones and sell them.
Have you seen his Instagram thumbnail? You know, I've shown that to multiple dudes.
He has saved under his favorite.
Look at my wife's podcast partner's husband. It's crazy. Ain't that crazy? I've shown it to multiple guys.
I've also shown it to multiple people. I'm meeting Nav's dad tomorrow, and I will say,
Dude, it's bizarre how this dude is just ruining his fucking life. Like, it's funny, too, because apparently he only dates, like, other Indians. How difficult is it to find, like, an Indian chick with, like, a law degree or something who's still willing to work? Like, give me a fucking break. He chose the one Indian girl who's, like, the most spoiled, fucking bratty, retard fuck you could possibly find?
I'm fucking nervous because
Don't
he
be
has
nervous.
not to be weird, but he has big dick energy, and he's
It's
obviously
based off stories.
Yeah, he's a don. Let's face it.
But thank you guys for being on the main character pod. We love you. We hate you.
I guess
we respect
we
you.
love you, but I actually love you and want to fuck all of you.
Yeah, so hopefully Akash can get out of this mess because it only seems to be getting worse. Like, this relationship is not good for him. But of course, I don't think he'll ever be able to leave her. And Schultz, he has to be somewhat aware of this stuff. Like, he said he really wants Akash's wife's career to blow up, so then she has all the leverage in the relationship, which would probably mean she'll leave him. I mean, she already has all the leverage, but if her career blew up, then that's probably going to happen. So maybe Schultz thinks that's the best outcome because Akash is never going to leave her. But let me know what you guys think. And I just covered Kill Tony comedian William Monk.
Yeah, for
stuff like this makes me wonder why Woody left his friends in Culding Bus for Bo fucking Peep at the end of that shitty Toy Story 4.
I can't even remember that movie. Thanks for the donation though, Dodo. Yeah, like, best case scenario for this dude is if she starts making a fuck ton of money on social media. Because then she'll just leave him. And then he won't have to pay alimony or anything because she makes like the same amount of money or more. Fuck-tarded.
Thing regarding how it interacts with heat. From burn fuel amounts to the flashpoint being at what temperature they need to reach in order to get on fire, all the way to surfaces that immediately set things that touch them on fire. So the thing is that temperature itself and heat conduction are important parts of the dynamic sandbox that Valve are building. And remember, this isn't just about heat. This is about adding a ton of different information to different materials, basically walls, floors, guns, objects of all sorts, on not just when they set on fire, but how they would interact with other things. Similarly, that leads us to water. It's very important to note that there are currently no Source 2 games where water is actually a thing. In Counter-Strike 2 and Dota 2, water is exclusively a shader. The actual player doesn't interact with it like you would in, say, Half-Life 2 or Gary's mod, and there is no buoyancy to water. Now, we've seen in the code base that there is a lot of information regarding water and how it interacts, weighs, and affects different things once it comes into contact with them. Very similarly to everything we just saw about fire. Another big element of all of this dynamic stuff is, of course, vehicles, which have been completely redone from the ground up of anything that you might imagine from Half-Life 2 to be actually kind of industry leading in a way. Vehicles are meant to be highly detailed and very, very responsive to their environment, their physics, down to things like their suspension systems.
Honestly, Woody would have been better off with a romantic relationship with Buzz than Bo.
Yeah, maybe. Gay relationships do seem to last longer and have less problems, so... Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Oh... Oh. Oh. No, there's zero benefits to getting married. Fuck. You're just a fucktard if you do it. Beat on each other, seen this yet.
Violence. They actually waterboarded this poor kid. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's basically
gym with him, and I said,
a notable fitness.
I know of the story, but I have not seen that yet. I guess I'm gonna watch it.
In the last few years, fitness content has absolutely blown up on YouTube. Names like Sam Sulek,
don't tell the people around me, but I'm gonna go blow up the bathroom.
Lean Beef Patty, Jeff Nippard, and my personal favorite, the Trend Twins, have been dominating YouTube and Instagram Reels with ease.
Feels like I'm gripping a big BBC, that's how thick these damn bars are.
And the majority of these guys are pretty harmless. They lift weights on camera, eat food on camera, and act gay on camera. And while there is some controversy regarding some of them, ultimately, most of these guys are pretty harmless, but beneath the surface of the most mainstream creators, some of the less put together influencers have some serious problems. A combination of serious childhood trauma, looming mental health issues, steroid use, and millions of loyal fans is often a recipe for career disaster. So today, I'm bringing back an old series to discuss some of the most interesting cases and see where it all went wrong. In the world of modern fitness influencers, you've basically got two options. You can either go to Mexico to just buy steroids over the counter, or you can order them off the dark web. Everyone calls it the sketchy part of the internet, but the real danger.
You don't order them off the dark web. I don't know where he got that idea.
is actually happening in plain sight through data brokers quietly collecting and selling your personal information every day. Shady data broker companies compile reports like these on everyone, from all of your emails to current and former places you've lived. Brokers looking for your Funko Pops based in to try 14 lifting a finger. Check out the link in the description to start today. Activity from the weightlifting world actually involves steroid use. If you're Australian or you already watch a lot of fitness content, you've probably heard of Tammy Hembrow, the founder of fitness fashion brand Sasky. She has 17 million followers on Instagram and was featured on the Forbes Australia 30 under 30 list. She's basically the Australian Kim Kardashian. But she is not the focus here. Her brother is. Henri Thine, who was also an online personality and a fitness influencer, or at least was seriously trying to be. I guess he was succeeding, as not only was he absolutely jacked, he regularly got hundreds of thousands to millions of views on TikTok, where the brunt of his online activity could be found. His very first post of the account was in 2022, showing his physical transformation from his early teens to adulthood, now sitting at over 2 million views. But it seems like the clout he got from his online presence immediately made him feel like he could get away with anything, even violent crimes against another person. Enter Charlotte Chant, a female gym influencer who, at least now, is even bigger on the platform than Henri. By 2023, the two had gotten into a relationship, but it didn't take long before things started going terribly wrong. According to Charlotte's court statements, the offenses against her started in November of 2023, although in somewhat mild ways.
It started off very small with what I was wearing and who I could talk to, and then it went to, can you, like, I want you to take photos of what you're wearing and send it to me. So every single morning I would wake up and send a photo of what I was wearing to him. To get approval. I wasn't allowed to get like my nails done, my hair done. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. But he was with me constantly, 24/7. Wasn't allowed to be without him. He would come to the bathroom with me, like wait for me to go to the toilet and stand in the toilet with me because he would be assuming that I'd be on my phone texting other people.
The notable and particularly egregious crimes only happened in March of the next year. One of the incidents took place when, while they watched a movie, Charlotte tried to cuddle with Henri, only to get elbowed in the head and insulted. When she texted
Sounds like Trenbolone-induced paranoia.
a friend to come pick her up, Henri then pushed her against a wall while squeezing her throat, saying, "You're not going, I own you," which led Charlotte to think he was actually going to kill her. He proceeded to slam her onto a bed and strangle her, but fortunately, he stopped just short of going even further. Now, a week prior to this, a very similar, even if a lot less aggressive situation also took place, where Henri pushed Charlotte onto a bed and ripped off her pants.
I was getting ready to go to the gym with him, and I said to him, "Do you like my leggings?" And he like flipped off and got so angry at me, pushed me on the bed, and then he just ripped my pants. He was like, "If you want to dress like a then I'll treat you like a." He had grabbed me by the throat and pushed me against the wall, because I didn't let him have sex with me.
Thankfully, he didn't progress beyond that point, but that in and of itself already constitutes a pretty horrific image. Much later on, Charlotte posted a video showing screenshots of text messages with Henri, where he can be seen threatening to punch her, acknowledging and admitting he had strangled her, losing his mind at her because she had no phone service during a hurricane, insulting her for not responding while she attended her classes, and obsessively calling her hundreds of times. With these incidents only getting worse over time, Charlotte understood that these were a pattern and decided to get the police involved. While still recovering from the bruises from the strangling, she pressed charges against Henri, and although this led to his arrest and a protection order to keep her away from him, it wasn't too effective. Probably due to how well off his family was, with many of them being prominent cultural figures in Australia, he was bailed out instantly. But instead of being on his best behavior, he proceeded to attempt contact with her several hundred times through text.
Oh, what a surprise. Let's not keep the criminals in jail. Just let them back out on the street. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Phone calls, and social media messages asking for her to not go to the police, declaring his love for her, and even threatening to hurt himself if she didn't take back her statements. Now, reports on the exact nature of his legal status are a bit confusing, but they lead me to believe that he was already out on probation by the time his assault of Charlotte took place, which only adds to how concerning all of this is. I found this newsreel about the case, and in it, they include footage of Henri attacking and beating up the boyfriend of another one of his exes, which may be the offense he was already facing some legal issues for. How does someone with this bad of a record manage to get bailed out and continue harassing his victim? Australia, bros, it might be over. Now, during the 4-month period after the incident, Henri's cyberstalking and harassment was so intense that Charlotte installed countless security cameras around her home, worried that he would break in and try to kill her. It's uncertain when exactly these measures were taken, but it's possible that they happened after an incident in which 3 unknown men approached her as she went to the gym and carved the letter H onto her body.
My face smashed in. They ripped my trackies open and got a razor blade and carved the letter H into my leg.
The first letter of Henri's name.
Probably in fear that things like these would reoccur, she eventually gave up and moved away entirely to avoid it. Because of the ways that he breached the protective order, he was arrested and released 3 separate times. But in July 2024, Henri went...
That's right. Arrest him and then just let him back out. Catch and release.
If that's true, then why do Christians say homosexuality is unnatural, VG?
Probably because they're gay. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Like this, you know, liberals. It's always the liberals.
Once again found himself breaking the law. During a road rage incident, he assaulted the driver of another vehicle and spat on his car, which led to his final arrest. Despite claiming to be a natural bodybuilder online, once he was in custody, his defense rested heavily on his steroid abuse as an explanation for his behavior, claiming that he was seriously addicted to taking gear from the ages of 16 to 21, and as a consequence of not being on it while in custody, he had lost over 40 pounds. On top of that, he was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, major depressive disorder, and bipolar, not to mention the fact that he made several attempts on his own life while being held. There were also mentions of him having a difficult childhood, suffering abuse from his mother, and needing to go through mental health treatment. Initially, these things seemed to not sway the judge very much, who basically told him that none of it excused or otherwise justified his actions. But upon his sentencing, it looks like this defense was actually somewhat effective. Although he had a total of 17 charges, including assault with intent to commit rape, domestic violence, strangulation, breach of bail, and resisting arrest, he was released on time served and parole. According
Yep. Just let the criminals back out on the street. No consequences. That's the way you do it.
to his influencer sister Tammy, she had no involvement whatsoever with his case. But Charlotte has implied in a few TikTok posts that this is a lie, suggesting that the entire family is complicit in repeatedly bailing out and protecting Henri.
And the justice system needs to be really evaluated on women's safety, because this man will reoffend.
Now, I'll leave it up to you to decide who is telling the truth here, but regardless...
Dodo, why do you type like a retard? Is it because you're retarded?
Alright, thanks for the donation, Gigliardo. Appreciate it.
We can only hope that Henri never does anything like that ever again and is able to turn his life around, although only time will tell. While there's plenty of bodybuilders and notable fitness personalities who have, at some point in their life, resorted to criminality, very few have committed crimes as dramatic and notorious as Sally McNeil, so much so that she got her own Netflix.
Oh yeah, this bitch was fucking crazy.
Original documentary. Born to the name Sally Dempsey in Allentown, Pennsylvania, she claims to have frequently witnessed domestic violence committed by her alcoholic father, Richard, which led her to have a very different personality and outlook on life than other girls. Over time, she joined her school swimming, diving, and track teams with an express interest in eventually becoming a gym teacher. She even went to college for that purpose. Unfortunately, at some point, she simply ran out of money and could no longer afford to continue her studies, so she opted instead to honor a family tradition, joining the military, specifically the Marine Corps, which also allowed her to pursue bodybuilding as a hobby. Now, this drastic change in lifestyle wasn't just professional. At the point that she dropped out, she had already gotten married and had 3 kids with a man named Anthony Loudon, who she promptly divorced before putting their youngest child up for adoption. This eagerness to radically change her life was an early sign that Sally wasn't exactly thinking straight from the get-go. Now, in the documentary, she implies that Anthony was abusive towards her, and I'm not discounting her allegations here necessarily, but I will say that the only record we have is of Sally being the aggressor, aiming a gun at him and breaking his car's windows with a metal bar. But of course, it's possible that there was more going on behind the scenes that the public is simply not privy to. It's unknown what exactly kicked off her intention to completely rebuild her life, but it didn't take long for Sally's bodybuilding hobby to take over. She started taking steroids and taking part in professional competitions in the late 1980s, managing to get placements as high as 4th, as well as winning a couple of armed service championships. And this is when she met her future husband, Ray McNeil. Ray was also a professional bodybuilder, and as their relationship began, it further emboldened Sally's devotion to her own physique and bodybuilding career. But while she could balance her 2 careers pretty evenly for a while, eventually this took its toll on her work as a Marine. After reaching the rank of sergeant, her professional demeanor slowly but surely gave way to dysfunctional behavior, anger issues that turned into episodes of violence, concluding in Sally being demoted from her position and eventually discharged and banned from re-enlisting altogether. Ray decided to follow Sally's path in life, and by the early 90s, both of them were on their way out of military life and fully set on moving to California to make money from bodybuilding alone. Very little is known about the specific details surrounding this time period in Sally's life, but according to the documentary and testimonies from Sally's kids, this transition was pretty difficult. They had very little money, and consequently, everyone was stressed out. On top of that, throughout her entire life, Sally had always had the problem of seeing domestic violence as a normal part of life due to her traumatic childhood, and unfortunately, it would continue to show up during her marriage to Ray. Her children, who have obviously been adults for a long time now, recount incidents of Ray punching her in the face and splitting her lip, breaking her nose and multiple bones, choking her, and even violating her sexually. She wasn't the only target of his violence either, as he once blinded an unnamed man he was having a fight with and frequently beat Sally's son John, especially when she wasn't around. If that wasn't bad enough, both parties had to resort to doing odd jobs they didn't really like to keep the bills paid. Sally took part in what's referred to as muscle worship sessions, where she wrestled with men while mostly naked, sometimes on camera. This is not a funny euphemism for gooning either, it's actually wrestling. I have no idea why this was a thing back then. I thought this was just something that I did with the boys back home, but we try not to film it too often. But Ray McNeil, on the other hand, worked as a professional wrestler until 1994, a year prior to his death at the hands of Sally. Apparently, it was his work as a professional wrestler that led him to have many affairs with other women, which, at least in one instance, led Sally to nearly beat a woman to death and then pull a gun on Ray, which caused her to be suspended by the National Physique Committee for a year. Around the same time, she also got into a fight with a club owner and kicked him in the face before threatening to kill the police officers who intervened. Clearly, Sally and Ray were not in their right mind. And once again, this dysfunction manifested as another transition period, this time for Ray. After placing 15th in the last Mr. Olympia he took part in and abandoning his pro wrestling career, he decided he would look for work as an actor and comedian while acting as Sally's bodybuilding coach. This active role he took on her professional bodybuilding only made them butt heads even more, and in 1995, this would come to a bloody conclusion. As Valentine's Day approached, it became clear that Ray was once again having an affair, which made Sally concerned about catching STDs. And at the time, there was very little she could do because denying Ray intercourse could result in a beating. Additionally, to try and fight back only made it worse, according to Sally, who said this: "One time, when I hit Ray back after he brutally beat me, it made the beating worse. He broke my rib and punctured my lung. My military records have this injury reported." Now, it's important to note that these are claims made by Sally and shouldn't necessarily be taken as gospel just because she was a victim at one point in time. There are cases like that of Courtney Clenny many, which I've covered in a past video, where the woman is the aggressor in DV incidents that result in murder. Although the crime itself has been documented in depth by the court proceedings resulting from it, we only really know what happened from Sally's perspective, which goes as follows. On the night of Valentine's Day, Ray was going out with his mistress under the excuse of going out to get chicken for dinner. When he got home late, she accused him of cheating on her, which prompted him to violently attack her, and she shot him twice with a shotgun in self-defense. Although Sally's kids were in the apartment when this happened, they were in their bedrooms and only heard the shots, but didn't actually see anything go down. Now, after Ray was shot, Sally's daughter, Shantina, saw the aftermath and ran to a neighbor for help, while Sally called the police and informed them of what had just taken place. Although Ray did survive until the police got there, he died just 2 hours later. This was a pretty tricky case because while what Sally did could be seen as excessive, Shantina testified in her mother's defense, saying she could hear Ray choking Sally, reinforcing that it was self-defense. Additionally, it's worth noting that
You know, since this happened when these kids were so young and their mother clearly being a manipulative, lying bitch, I wouldn't really trust their testimony.
Ray weighed over 100 pounds more than Sally, so pretty much anything else wouldn't have been enough to physically equalize them. However, no DNA from Sally was found on Ray, and forensic analysis concluded that one of the shots was fired when Ray was already on the floor. This based
Axel, how many tellers would you tap? Let me see. Well, I like her butt.
Clav drops some lore on his childhood. Maybe react later?
Let me see.
Does your grandma miss you? I would hope so. I would hope so. I lived with her from April 2024 until...
Guess we can watch later. Thanks for the donation, nigga. Thanks for the donation, Axel. Yeah, that girl's hot enough, and I like her butt.
Basically got her convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 19 years to life in prison. Although she almost got out on one occasion through appeals, the decision was promptly reversed, and she ended up serving 25 years, being released in 2020. Thankfully, this story does have a somewhat happy ending, because after she was released, she got married again and reconnected with her now adult children. Here's to hoping they were able to put these extremely traumatic events behind them. With a few non-YouTube related cases out of the way, we can now discuss a few individuals who my audience are most likely familiar with. If you've watched my video on Connor Murphy, then you know why I'm putting these three together due to how their stories intertwine. But I'll try to go over them individually so that you have a better grasp of who they are. We're going to start off with Connor Murphy.
You guys want to see what I did? You want to see your new favorite color?
Connor Murphy himself was, if his autobiographical videos are to be trusted, a socially inept kid who got heavily into sports to try and brute force his way to the top of the social hierarchy at school. Eventually, he found his way to weightlifting and got into great shape by his senior year. But he found that his gains did very little to help his social awkwardness. He then got transferred to a boarding school for the academically gifted, thinking maybe he would find some friends there. But still, he was alone. Eventually, probably because he himself was also watching this kind of stuff on YouTube, Connor decided to take advantage of his physical appearance to make a combination of PUA content and prank videos. In the early 2010s, PUA, or pickup artistry, was huge, as hundreds of thousands of kids with little to no ability to speak to women flocked to channels that claimed to teach them how to do it. And part of what they typically advised was to force yourself to become shameless and to get rid of any social anxiety, even if you had to pretend to be someone else entirely to do it. Well, that's pretty much what Connor proceeded to do on his YouTube channel, and with extremely great success. Eventually, his previous dedication to advanced academic pursuits, like studying computational maths in college, gave way to his more shallow and extravagant interests, such as his aforementioned YouTube success and a potential career in bodybuilding. But his bodybuilding dreams quickly fizzled out as it became clear that Connor's devotion to his physique was pretty much just so that he could flash it to strangers to get a reaction, and there was very little beyond that. But his YouTube channel continued to grow exponentially, as some of his videos got as many as 60 million views. But along the way, he also attracted some negative attention from commentary channels like H3H3, who would frequently comment on and criticize racy prank channels like Connor's.
Connor Murphy is my god. Connor Murphy is my god. I just want to. Connor Murphy, can you please take your shirt off? Please take your shirt off. Please take your shirt off. My name is Connor Murphy. Please let me take my shirt off, so I can get your number, then bring her home with.
And this is where the problem begins. Due to his original insecurity never really being solved and simply bypassed entirely, Connor continued to be completely incapable of handling criticism in a mature way. While he was getting away with this character flaw at the time because his channel was so successful, eventually the views started to plummet right alongside his mental health. Connor's lack of direction in life and the looming end of his online popularity led him to go on an ayahuasca trip that destroyed his mind and made him think he was smarter than everyone else. He then posted a video in which he, while still in a very mentally altered state, announced that he was going to take his own life. In this video, he also threw in some lies about his family and his early life, none of which are really noteworthy because he essentially proves himself to be a compulsive liar who just wants attention. Friends of his like Kenny Coe later made videos covering the situation and basically revealed that Connor was still very much alive. He had just been sent to a psychiatric facility. Apparently, the whole threatening to take his own life thing was a genius ruse from Connor, who thought that by telling a terrible lie to an audience of people who were rightfully concerned about his well-being, he was somehow outsmarting them or tricking them into enlightenment. He eventually returned to online content creation once he was released from the hospital, and despite trying to keep up appearances, he was still clearly delusional and acting as if he had found some secret of the universe that he was ready to impart to his audience. He also got a visit from the Norwood Reaper in the meantime, and tried twice to get hair transplants that didn't go that great, which I think is central to explaining why he lost his mind. It probably didn't help that he started a prolonged fast shortly after leaving the mental hospital, and then briefly went vegan, although his real problems aren't really external. You see, once the hype died down after his supposed breakthroughs, he went back on many of his enlightened conclusions, and slowly returned to pretty much the only thing he knew how to do well, looking jacked on YouTube. But when that still failed to get him attention, he then decided to go back to taking ayahuasca and make content about doing a whole bunch of it to get even more enlightened. Now, if you already feel like the story is made up and haven't seen my
Yeah, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Some footage from Sam Sulek's meetup with the Delray Misfits.
Let me take a look. Thanks for the donation, nigga.
Holy cow!
I did some Dale reps earlier.
Did you say Dale?
God,
you're looking massive.
I forgot to say it. Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was crazy.
400 pounds now?
No.
300-pound rip.
250 something.
In honor of Big Lenny.
How's it going?
How are you?
Joel. So the day before my wreck, he was filming with me the day before my wreck.
Yeah, sure.
It's his
Yeah,
fault.
we did a workout, and then I was like, I woke up the next morning, I'm like, yo, got into an accident. And it was like, holy shit. So I was like,
He was actually waiting at me in the gym.
we were going to go
And I'm
work out
like,
the next day.
I'm sorry, buddy, I didn't show up. I was, putting my car into the front porch. Dale Trans Driving Academy.
Want to get to heaven early? Well then, sign up today for the Dale Chance Driving School, rated 3rd in all of North Carolina.
Like 2019 was the time that I kind of got in. I mean, we've seen it with Jason. He knows how to point out any minor thing that you could kind of spin, right? Remember he said Jason looked like a mix of Jay Cutler and Dorian Yates.
That barn door back, yeah.
I don't know if it was the same gym, but when I went to that LA Fitness,
Yeah.
as I see the pool. I don't know if it's the same pool where there's a video of Jason swimming around.
No, that's Boca.
Different?
That's Boca.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a ham at Pompano.
That's West Boca,
super,
right?
super nice. Yeah, it's got all the plyo stuff and everything else. It's super nice.
Tomorrow, you want to go to Brad tomorrow?
Yeah. I got to head up to, I don't remember where it is, but I'm doing like a supplement company thing for the next couple of days. Yeah, I was texting him. He told me he's going to show up.
Yeah.
Anything I'm planning on getting on Black Friday? Not really, no. I gotta take a nap. Fucking cat. Oh my god, this cat is so annoying. Just don't take my food. Trying to sleep.
At least unpause the video.
Well, then fucking I wouldn't be reacting to it. Thanks for the donation, Pooh. The fuck out of here.
You ara, 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 you ara. While the cookie cutters are getting loud in the city oohing and ahhing, Richard is inside eating, sleeping, and growing like a real nigger. you, ara, Joey, you, ara, 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 you, ara, Joey, you, ara. Did bro take more edibles or something? Roid naproid 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 napu ara. Jasmine Jizman 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 Jasmine Jizman.
I'm still too tired.
Have difficulty sleeping? Or have an intense workout? Sleep stream.
I had a really intense workout. Now I'm tired. Thanks for the donation, James.
I saw that Joey appeared in Clarence's video. I was very happy to see Joey stretching out on a big YouTuber's channel. 7 undecillion 777 decillion 777 nonillion 777 octillion 777 septillion 777 sextillion 777 quintillion 777 quadrillion 777 trillion 777 billion 777 million 777,778. In Vancouver, a fecky bamed Drew. 8 carrots and legumes, it's true. He said, "Hey, don't you fret, my diet's all set. I've got poutine-flavored Tufano." A vegan named Stanley from Calgary, ate plants from his daily salary. He'd bring to each meal, a banana. I have written a poem for chat. Sambo, Jungle Bunny, Jigaboo. Tar Baby, Spear Chucker, Nigger 2.
Look out of here.
There once was a Dulcandian man, ah ha ha. Zero whore diet destroyed all my plans. He just chewed on a root, what a boring pursuit. He needed more crusade in his plan. $77 undecillion $777 decillion $777 nonillion $777 octillion $777 septillion $777 sextillion $777 quintillion $777 quadrillion $777 trillion $777 billion $777 million $777,777 U ara U ara U ara U ara 77 septillion 777 sextillion 777 quintillion 777 quadrillion 777 trillion 777 billion 777 million 777,777 at Durian rider Jasmine nigger durian rider Jasmine nigger durian rider Jasmine nigger durian.
Fuck.
I said. Durian rider Jasmine nigger durian rider Jasmine nigger durian rider Jasmine nigger durian rider Jasmine nigger
Fuck.
durian rider Jasmine nigger durian rider Jasmine nigger durian rider Jasmine nigger.
Asshole.
Can you react to Jasmine getting anally fucked by durian rider? Bitch ass. I'm not. Richard. CDG is spamming a longitude and latitude in chat claiming it's your address. Can you?
Where the fuck is he? I don't even see CDG. You fucking with me? I don't even see him. I don't know. Thanks for the donation.
He's posting it then deleting the comment while you were sleeping. Just stay awake.
I feel like I'd be able to see that because I have mod powers. Thanks for the donation, dude.
WW, RR, 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 WW, RR. Nick Fuentes gets 1 million views a night for his show and tens of millions of views per day across all social media platforms. Meanwhile, Ben Shapiro gets 300k views per show. Really goes to show where the Republican Party is going. If I send links, can you react? Yo, ban this nigger from chat already. At least Durian Rider doesn't admit to rape, whereas you do.
Shit. Fuck. I'm so tired.
www.77777777777777777777777777777777. I have crippling depression dogo 99 breadburlubes.www do /.7777_edu Fuck nigga Jasmine Durian Rider Jasmine nigga is this game Durian Rider Jasmine nigga 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 Durian.
Dude, this is just fucked. Highly tired. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I just fucking can't, dude. I'm just so sleepy. Alright, well, hope you got some level of enjoyment out of this, whatever the hell that was. Big thanks to everybody who donated on Streamlabs, really appreciate it. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Nighty night.